What's up, guys? Today I am going to be giving you all a full extensive walkthrough slash guide of some of the most interesting and best new TV shows that are going to be coming out this year in the brand new year of 2020. There is actually kind of a lot to look forward to, and I've kind of just compiled a list of some of the most interesting shows with pretty cool concepts that you guys are going to maybe want to look forward to and that you're going to want to watch yourselves. If you're new to my channel, make sure to drop a like on the video and subscribe. So Shadow and Bone is actually based off of a book series, and it's going to be an upcoming fantasy series on Netflix. The premise goes as follows. The series brings together the stories and characters of both Shadow and Bone and Six of Crows, two overlapping series that take place in Bardugo's Grishaverse, in a world cleaved in two by a massive barrier of perpetual darkness where unnatural creatures feast on human flesh. A young soldier uncovers a power that might finally unite her country, but as she struggles to hone her power, dangerous forces plot against her. Thugs, thieves, assassins, and saints are at war now, and it will take more than magic to survive. Personally, I've never read any of the Shadow and Bone books, but I have heard of the series, and I know it's pretty popular and that a lot of people have been looking forward to this. I definitely think I'll be checking it out, especially since it'll be on Netflix, and it sounds like it has a pretty cool concept. There is no official release date for this show, however, but we know that it is going to be released in late 2020. Another show coming out is one called Chaos. It's going to be another Netflix series. It's described as a darkly comedic and contemporary reimagining of Greek mythology, exploring themes of gender politics, power, and life in the underworld. Doesn't really give much of an explanation, but it does sound like it's going to have a pretty cool concept in terms of like the world that they're trying to build. This one has no scheduled release date yet either. However, we can assume that this one comes out in 2020 because it was ordered as a series in 2018. This next show is actually one based on a Stephen King book, and I love me some Stephen King, so I'm definitely looking forward to it. It's called The Stand. It's described as King's apocalyptic version of a world decimated by plague and embroiled in an elemental struggle between good and evil. The fate of mankind rests on the frail shoulders of the 108-year-old Mother Abigail and a handful of survivors. Their worst nightmares are embodied in a man with a lethal smile and unspeakable powers. This one is actually supposed to come out on CBS All Access, which is CBS's streaming service. I definitely think that anything Stephen King related is going to get me hooked automatically by default, and the description of it sounds really interesting and compelling, even though I've never read the book, so I definitely think I'll be checking out The Stand. Tales from the Loop is an upcoming show that's going to be on Amazon, and it explores the town and people who live above the Loop, a machine built to unlock and explore the mysteries of the universe, making things possible that were previously relegated only to science fiction. That sounds like a really interesting plot. Everything that I'm into, sci-fi, mysteries of the unknown, the universe. Definitely looking forward to this one, and since it's going to be an Amazon Prime series, it's probably going to be of high quality. Upload is another Amazon Prime series. It's set in the future where humans are able to upload themselves into their preferred choice of an afterlife. Kind of reminds me of The Good Place, an NBC series, especially considering the fact that it is listed as a comedy with some satire. However, it is a Greg Daniels series. Greg Daniels is known for having created The Office, which is one of my and a lot of people's favorite comedy shows of all time, so this one should be pretty funny and interesting. When the Street Lights Go On is a show about a suburban sleepy town that is rocked by the brutal murder of a high school girl and her teacher in the summer of 1983. I've already made a full video covering what this series is going to be about and why I'm so excited for it, but guys, I think this is something that you should definitely have on your radar. It's probably going to be one of the most sleeper surprise hit teen drama shows of 2020, especially considering that it's set in the 80s, it's going to be surrounding this mystery, and the cast has a lot of familiar faces and is full of very good actors and actresses. It's going to be on the new streaming service Quibi, which is launching on April 6th this year. Another series coming to Quibi is actually based off of a YouTube series, and it's from YouTubers Jimmy Tatro and Christian Pierce. It's called Junior High, and it will see Jimmy, Christian, and their friends struggle to figure out the fast-paced world of middle school as they face some of life's biggest questions, such as do I want to play in the NFL, the NBA, or both, and did I clear the search history on my mom's computer. I highly recommend that you check out 6th Grade Sleepovers, which is the series that this is based off of by the YouTubers, and these guys seem hilarious. I'd actually honestly never heard of this before, but I definitely am interested in watching the show now based off of me having seen the video.
I have something to tell you guys. I stuck my dick in a Gatorade bottle.
What?
Oh my god, I do the same thing.
What? Why?
What, you don't like stick your wiener and stuff?
No, I stick my wiener and stuff, but mostly just like couch cushions and stuffed animals.
Stuffed animals are good.
Sometimes I fill the Gatorade bottle with lotion.
So, like, how are things with you and Sarah?
Honestly, things are moving pretty fast, but it's weird though. Because like we talk on AIM every day and like we say I love you to each other, but then when I see her at school, it's too awkward to like talk in person.
I mean, that sounds totally normal to me.
Yeah, I don't see what the problem is.
Oh. Everything's great then.
Firefly Lane is a Netflix series that is about the true story of Tully and Kate, two unlikely friends from their meeting as tweens in 1974 to the present. Kate, the introvert, and Tully, the coolest girl in school, form a bond that weathers every milestone in their lives, leading up to a tragedy in the present. So it sounds like this one starts with a lot of storytelling from the past, and then it leads up to the present, and it seems like it'll be pretty interesting, so I think I'll check it out. The Expatriates is based on a book, and it's about the sensational backdrop of the vertical city, and it explores the vibrant lives of a close-knit expatriate community where affluence is celebrated, friendships are intense but knowingly temporary, and personal lives, deaths, and marriages are played out publicly. A lot to unpack there, but it seems like it'll be pretty interesting. Home Before Dark is going to be on the new Apple TV Plus streaming service, and it's set to follow a young girl who moves from Brooklyn to the small lakeside town her father left behind. While there, her dogged pursuit of the truth leads her to unearth a cold case that everyone in town, including her father, tried hard to bury. This one sounds like it's going to be a really interesting mystery, and I definitely think I'll check it out. Amazing Stories is another Apple TV Plus series, and it's set to transport the audience to worlds of wonder through the lens of today's most imaginative filmmakers, directors, and writers. That doesn't tell us much, but we do know that Steven Spielberg is going to be attached to this. And if you know anything about Steven Spielberg, you'd know that he's one of the greatest filmmakers of all time. Definitely sounds like it'll be something worth checking out. Another thing about it is that it sounds a lot like Black Mirror, and even on its Wikipedia page, there's like several genres listed for it. It's an anthology, fantasy, horror, science fiction, comedy, drama. Yeah, it definitely sounds like it's gonna have a lot of everything. It's been in development since 2015, so there's probably gonna be a lot of quality to this show. Katie Keene is gonna be a Riverdale spinoff, and it's gonna be about a group of aspiring artists who try to make it on Broadway. It has a lot to do with fashion, performance. There's already a trailer out for it, so if you guys want to check it out, then I'd recommend doing that. It's actually coming out this month, and it has Lucy Hale in it. It's known for being in a lot of movies, typically Blumhouse ones. CW is usually hit or miss when it comes to their shows. I'll probably check this one out, but it's not like something that I'm fully hooked on yet. It's not really my cup of tea either, so it's gonna have to be something that like blows me out of the water. This next one is something that I'm really excited for. It's actually coming to HBO Max, which is the new streaming service for HBO, and it's the DC Superhero High series, which is actually gonna follow teens that are trying to navigate the pressures of high school without realizing that someday they're gonna become legendary DC superheroes. There was actually kind of a series like this on the CW many years ago, and this new one is backed by Elizabeth Banks, and I actually am looking forward to this a lot. Another HBO Max series called Generation is also supposed to be coming out, and it's about a group of high school students who explore their modern sexuality and other beliefs about life in their conservative community. Now, pretty much everyone knows about Buffy the Vampire Slayer, so I don't really need to explain what this one's going to be about. However, we do know that there's supposed to be a reboot coming sometime soon, possibly in 2020, but it's not confirmed to be for this year. I'd keep an eye out for this one. It's definitely going to make a lot of news when it is officially announced, but we do know that it's in development right now. I Am Not Okay With This is a show that I'm actually really looking forward to. It's going to be on Netflix, and I definitely think it's going to be one of those shows that joins my regular lineup of shows that I'm watching. It's based on a graphic novel, and it follows a teenage girl navigating the trials and tribulations of high school while dealing with the complexities of her family, her budding sexuality, and mysterious superpowers that are beginning to awaken within her. Sound a little bit similar? Well, this one definitely is going to be on the top of my list for sure, considering that it also has Sophia Lillis, who was the actress from the It 2017 remake and is actually a really good actress at that. Not only is it going to have Sophia Lillis, but it's also going to have Wyatt Oleff, who was also one of the characters from It. So considering the fact that they've got 2 out of the 7 of these characters from a movie that I love so much, I'm already looking forward to it, and the premise itself speaks to pretty much shows that I love watching anyway. So I Am Not Okay With but this is definitely one that I keep an eye out for. Party of Five is one that you've probably seen. It's being advertised a lot on social media, like on Instagram and stuff, but it's actually coming out in about a week now, and it's on Freeform. It follows the 5 Acosta children as they navigate their daily struggles after their parents are deported back to Mexico. Till they find a way to get their parents back in the country, they have to find a way to make it on their own. Sounds like your typical teen drama on Freeform, but every now and then Freeform actually delivers, so I'm actually going to check this one out, and the trailer is already on YouTube if you want to watch it yourself. Now we're getting into some of the last few of these shows coming out in 2020. Part survival drama, part dystopic slumber party, The Wilds follows a group of teenage girls from radically different backgrounds after an airplane crash strands them on a deserted island. The show explores the past and present struggles of these young women, offering a vivid portrayal of what it means to grow up female in our time. This one kind of reminds me a little bit of The Society, which came out in 2019 on Netflix, and since this comes out on Amazon Prime, I think we can expect it to have some pretty high production value and a lot of interesting storytelling as well. Panic is another show coming to Amazon, and the description is much shorter, but it sounds just as interesting. Teenagers compete in a dangerous game after graduating high school where they can win a chance to escape their small rural town. Another show that sounds like it has a lot to do with a dystopian society. Kind of reminds me of the Hunger Games. It's like they're fighting for their lives after childhood, fighting for just the ability to survive. And I'm also interested in what they're going to make the stakes be for this one. Like, why do they want to get out of this small rural town? Next is a show called Grand Army, which is a series that tells the story of 5 high school students as they struggle with sexual, racial, and economic politics and fight to succeed and become somebody. This one's going to be on Netflix, and the premise makes it seem pretty interesting, so I definitely think I'll be checking it out. Finally, you guys are probably going to laugh at this name. I already have, but it's another Netflix show, and it's called Slutty Teenage Bounty Hunters. After joining forces with a veteran bounty hunter, 16-year-old fraternal twin sisters Sterling and Blair dive into the world of bell-skipping baddies while still navigating the high school stakes of teenage life. So that's pretty much it when it comes to 2020 as far as I could find. There are going to be a lot of other TV shows, obviously, that come out that I didn't have on this list, including some other things that I myself would have been interested in putting on the list, but I couldn't find maybe, or that have not been announced yet. So if you guys know of any other shows that you think are interesting and you're looking forward to, make sure to leave them in the comments below. Also, just leave your thoughts in general about the video. Make sure to drop a like if you enjoyed, subscribe if you're new for more content, and I'll catch you guys in the next video. Peace.